Fans are thrilled that Kev Townsend is back in Emmerdale, but it's worth taking a moment to recognise the surprising star of the story, Ross Barton. It's easy to see why Laurel and Gabby have both been drawn to the village charmer. Recently, Ross has unexpectedly found himself playing the hero, helping Sam rescue his marriage by offering advice on keeping his wife happy, supporting Laurel after her devastating discovery about Ray, and now stepping up once again to save his brother from danger. Lewis Barton had been on his way to the airport to meet Vinny for a holiday when everything took a terrifying turn and he was abducted. Soon afterwards, Ross receives a chilling message warning that Lewis will only be freed if Penny is handed over. Completely baffled by the demand, Ross has no idea who or what Penny is. While Liam is eager to contact the police, Ross persuades him to hold off, suggesting they first speak to Lewis's adoptive father, Jeffrey, in case he can provide any answers. Unfortunately, Jeffrey knows nothing that can help. That's when Liam drops a bombshell, revealing that Kev is actually Lewis's biological father. Although stunned by the revelation, Ross remains focused on finding Lewis. Before long, the kidnapper takes things a step further. Kylie, who is holding Lewis captive, confronts Ross and finally explains the situation. She tells him that Lewis's freedom depends on Kev returning Penny, which she describes as the most valuable thing imaginable. Desperate to locate Kev, Liam pressures Claudette to disclose his whereabouts, warning that someone's life could be at risk. She eventually cooperates, allowing Liam to track Kev down, who is now making a living selling cakes from a van. Kev shows little concern for Lewis's fate, infuriating Ross. The confrontation escalates until Ross lashes out physically in an attempt to force some answers from him. Eventually, Kev reveals that Penny is actually a diamond he supposedly sold to a pawn shop. He insists the gem is long gone, but once left alone, it becomes clear he has been hiding it around his neck all along. The diamond clearly means more to him than his son's safety. Later, Ross receives another threatening message from Kylie, featuring surgical scalpels and a warning that Lewis could be permanently harmed if the jewel is not returned. Kylie orders Kev to hand over the diamond before the day is over and reminds him of the 8 years she spent in prison. The pressure works, and Kev claims he has managed to recover the gem. Ross, however, isn't convinced by the story. Suspecting deception, he attacks Kev once again. With Kev unconscious, Ross informs Liam that he intends to use him as leverage in the exchange. The question now is whether his risky plan will succeed, and if Lewis can be brought home safely and unharmed. Former Emmerdale star Charlie Webb has spoken candidly about the possibility of returning to the ITV soap, while also sharing her least favourite thing about the character she portrayed for nearly 20 years. The actress first appeared as Debbie Dingle in 2002 and remained a central figure in the village until her departure in 2019. She later reprised the role for a brief return between 2020 and 2021. Viewers will remember that Debbie initially left the village to live in Scotland and has only been referenced occasionally since then. One notable mention came when Zach Dingle travelled to see her before his death. More recently, fans learned that Debbie had relocated to Australia without informing her family, with daughter Sarah Sugden discovering the move only after calling to discuss her cancer diagnosis. During an appearance on Luke Hamnett's podcast, Live, Laugh, Luke, Charlie was asked whether she could see herself returning to Emmerdale in the future. For now, however, she ruled out a comeback. "Not at the moment," she explained. "There are currently no plans for me to return. I don't think the timing is right, especially with 3 children to look after, and working on a soap is a huge commitment." The actress, who shares 3 sons with former Emmerdale co-star Matthew Wolfenden, admitted that many fans regularly point out how unusual Debbie's continued absence seems. Viewers have questioned why the character has stayed away while major events have unfolded within her family, including Kane Dingle's cancer diagnosis and Charity Dingle acting as a surrogate for granddaughter Sarah. Elsewhere in the interview, Charlie revealed something she has never been particularly fond of when it comes to her famous alter ego. Laughing about the subject, she confessed that she has always disliked the character's name. She also revealed that being called Debbie by fans doesn't bother her nearly as much as the nickname associated with the character. "It's not actually Debbie that gets to me," she joked. "It's the double D part. I still don't understand why that was chosen for me in the first place." Former Emmerdale actress Charlie Webb has opened up about the possibility of returning to the ITV soap, explaining why Debbie Dingle has remained absent during one of the show's biggest current storylines involving Charity Dingle. The ongoing plot has seen Charity agree to carry a baby for her granddaughter, Sarah Sugden, and her husband Jacob. However, the couple are unaware that baby Layla is actually Charity's biological daughter, conceived after a brief encounter with Ross Barton. Given Debbie's close connection to both Sarah and Charity, many viewers have questioned why the character has not returned to the village as the dramatic storyline unfolds. Speaking on the Live Laugh Luke podcast, Charlie addressed speculation about a comeback and made it clear that there are currently no plans for Debbie to reappear. Asked whether she could return to the soap, Charlie replied that it is not something being considered right now because the timing does not feel right for her. The actress explained that raising 3 children keeps her extremely busy and that working on a long-running soap demands a significant amount of time and commitment. While she ruled out an immediate return, she stressed that she would never completely close the door on the possibility. Charlie also revealed that producers have approached her about reprising the role on several occasions over the years. However, each opportunity arrived at a point when returning simply wasn't practical. Discussing the current storyline, she acknowledged that fans frequently tell her Debbie would realistically be involved, especially with such major developments affecting her family. She noted that viewers often remind her that her on-screen mother is at the center of a huge baby-related storyline and insist Debbie would undoubtedly be back in the village. Despite those comments, she joked that Debbie remains absent for now. Meanwhile, events in Emmerdale continue to take a dark turn for Charity. The character has recently found herself targeted by manipulative Dr. Caitlin Todd after Todd discovered the truth about baby Layla's parentage. Using the secret to her advantage, Todd began blackmailing Charity in an attempt to keep her under control. The situation later escalated into a deeply distressing ordeal when Charity became the victim of an assault, leaving her facing one of the most traumatic chapters of her life. Former Emmerdale actress Charlie Webb has spoken candidly about her departure from the ITV soap, firmly dismissing rumours that she left because of a dispute over pay. The 38-year-old, best known for playing Debbie Dingle, last appeared on screen in 2021 after briefly returning to wrap up a storyline. Her character had originally exited the village in 2019, leading to years of speculation among fans about the circumstances surrounding her departure. Back in 2022, Charlie addressed the subject on social media after repeatedly being asked why she had left the long-running drama. At the time, she explained that she had never wanted to make a major announcement about her exit. She revealed that she initially stepped away from the show to have her son, Ace, and later returned for a short stint to conclude an ongoing storyline. Because of that, she never felt there was a need for an official farewell statement. Now, 4 years later, Charlie has revisited the topic during an appearance on Luke Hamnett's Live Laugh and Luke podcast, where she reflected on her years in the Dales and answered questions about her departure. Emmerdale continues to air on weekday evenings on ITV1 and is also available to stream on ITVX.